Welcome to the Maya Empire, Alec.
Wow.
We're back. We're back. It's
Here,
episode
we're here.
11 of Survivor Guatemala, season 11.
I know, Zach, you seem like you're wearing too many clothes for the Maya Empire. That's all I have to say.
Oh, interesting.
You don't quite know how to respond to that. I am too. It's
we'll
okay.
see how things progress.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess we'll figure it out. But
Previously, Jamie was voted out of Survivor Guatemala.
Blindside.
His
Yeah,
number
that's how you do
finally
it.
Came.
that's how you do it. That's how you blindside.
Yeah, that's how you vote someone out, right?
Yeah.
He was so hyped about it. They've been talking about it. They've been teasing us for episodes and episodes so much that you did not believe it would ever happen.
No,
They
I
were
was
like, maybe we'll vote out Jamie this time.
I was in the firm camp that like Survivor does this so many times where it like plants the seed that something's gonna happen and then nothing happens, and it was cock teasing for so long, and oh no, hey, here we go. It actually happened. I was actually surprised at the end because I expected it to go the way that it normally goes when they do that. So
Yeah, so it was fun. It was a fun outcome. I mean, Jamie he would have been fine if he just chilled and was like normal he would have been fine till their alliance seemingly, but
he just deteriorated out there.
Yeah, he was so paranoid all the time. Reef was already talking about being annoyed, and then him being classless. He didn't like that, and then him starting to just like hear things that were not being said.
Well, I mean, it even started like super early on. Remember, like when they invited them over to the pool, and he's like, "I don't want to deal with these people."
Weird, yeah.
And it was like, "Yeah, this is business to me. I don't want to have a good time." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, they were all like, he asked them to get going early that day, and they were off put from that point on.
Yeah. Basically, that was like the start of all their problems with him.
But even at that
from
point,
what we saw,
they were resigned to be like, okay, well, we're still going to ride it out. But then it just kept getting worse and worse, and every interaction we saw with him and Rafe was getting frustrated. They always had to go over and play Mancala, and then he would be like, "So you're not gonna screw me, right? You're not gonna vote me out, right?" Yeah, it's over and over.
Yeah, and Rafe was like, "Hey, Rafe, let's play Mancala," and that to me indicates, "Hey, let's talk about the game right now." And it's like every single time he says that, I know that's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So
and they just have to humor him like
a little child, basically.
He's saying stuff like, Gary told me he was gonna vote me out. He's doing head games.
Playing head games, yeah. Gary, I don't trust Gary at all.
Like, sheesh. It was
Sheesh.
it was rough.
It was pretty weird, yeah.
But finally, no more Jamie, and guess what? Bobby, John, and Jamie in the jury together.
Yeah, there you go. He can touch my leg all he wants now. Yeah. There you go. You can...
They come in like holding hands the next episode.
That'd be amazing. Hey, that'd be a true Survivor love story right
moment,
there. That'd be great. I'd love that. That's not gonna happen, but I'd love that.
So your power ranking last episode, it finally changed to where Rafe is now on top. Rafe, Stephanie, Lydia, Cindy, Judd, Danny, Gary. Judd notably was left out of this vote. He was the only one who didn't know about it other than Jamie. So we're gonna see the aftermath of that.
Yeah, he looked, but from the preview, it looked like he might have been a little hot and bothered about that.
I wouldn't expect that from Judd. I would expect very. Calm.
I would expect him to be a very calm gentleman. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There's so many like out there personalities in this cast. I feel like
there are. This has kind of been one of the crazier, the wilder casts that they've had that I can think of. I mean, like the only time that I can think of a cast that was maybe a little rowdier was in Amazon. Everyone was just like a bunch of horny teenagers, more or less. But in this one, it's just like everyone's just weird.
I mean, Pearl Islands had a lot of personality.
Yeah, Pearl Islands did have some too. Yeah, that's true. You get loud too.
Yeah. Johnny Fairplay, Rupert. Who voted for me?
Ooh, yeah, that's a moment.
There's a lot, but this is interesting. This is like a different energy. I mean, just from the tribal council where Judd was standing up talking about. She said I had ADD.
Yeah.
ADD.
Just shut up, man. Just stop talking. Yeah.
Shut up, man.
It's just like... You can stop talking.
But he loves saying shut up.
Talk to me about sportsmanship.
He said that, yeah. I don't have a bad sportsmanship.
I don't have a bad sportsmanship.
And he did the same thing with Jamie when he was being classless, the classic moment, and he was like,
just shut up, man. Shut up. It's great. It's great. I love this. I love this game.
So we're getting down to it. We're actually
it is coming down.
It creeps up on us every time.
It creeps us out. It creeps us out every time. Yeah.
Suddenly we're like a couple episodes from the end. Just
we're at like that sweet spot of strategy right now.
Final 7.
Yeah, it's always a really important, the most critical beginning of end game kind of part of the game. I think it's like it's not quite end game. It's late mid game though. Mm-hmm. It's when things start getting a little sweaty. So
yeah, and then around this time is often where you can look back. It's like, oh, you should have made a move here if you wanted to have a good chance in the end. Mm-hmm. This is often where you can point to. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right. So as always, you can click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction and come back afterwards for the discussion. Okay.
Sounds good. See you then. All right, well, there you have it.
Episode 11, Star Guatemala. Gary voted out. Finally, his expiration date came.
It finally showed up. It was almost felt like it was overdue.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be voted out when Bobby John got voted out. He got the idol.
Yeah, he did.
And then Jamie became too much, so they voted Jamie out.
It's just he's too much. Too much.
Ran out. And the sad thing is, it was a neck and neck in that immunity challenge too. So he almost could have skated by another one, if he just a little bit quicker. So good. I mean, Gary, he made for some fun this season.
He's one of my favorites. I think he's been a wonderful addition to this. I like the fact that they had him here, and he was such a real integral part of the season.
Yeah.
Really. So,
yeah, you can tell, like, he knew how to play the game. He was a smart player. Unfortunately, just the way things divvied up at the end, he was kind of always on the outs. So he was like, there was only so much he could do. He couldn't break into that alliance. So
because everyone seemed to really like him. Even, I mean, I guess Cindy doesn't. That was weird. I don't know if they've ever really talked about that.
I don't care what happens to her.
Yeah, I don't care if she doesn't like me. I don't care what happens to her. I'm like, oh, I guess I never realized that. But yeah.
And then Jamie, and except for Jamie, everybody seemed to like him. So,
yeah.
But man, Lydia was at the center of a lot of this episode, actually.
Yeah, she was. She was quite a bit of it.
So, because like, seemingly, the big thing going into the episode was that Lydia is now on the outs. And I mean, the way that Lydia says it is because the numbers game, she's not needed anymore. So it's just like, well, we're done with you. That's how she feels. Yeah. And then,
well, it's kind of how they talked about her too. They're just like, yeah, she's just kind of weird now, just like outsider.
Yeah, I mean, they showed the initial conflict they showed was between her and Stephanie from that reward challenge where you had to target people, smash their pot.
But it was sowed by Judd. It was sowed by Judd being like, man, look at Gary work her. She's so easily manipulated. It's like, oh, look at her.
He did peep them talking in the shelter.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I heard all of it, and it's like you probably didn't really hear all that much actually, but.
And then so when they get in that challenge, and then Lydia is targeting Stephanie, and she's pissed about it. Stephanie's pissed.
Yeah, she got like really like weirdly upset about being targeted, like.
Yeah, and then she goes back to camp and is like, let's set the record straight. I don't want to hear about this anymore. It's all pretty. It's kind of even. It's more or less even now, so it's not like I'm eating a lot.
It's more or less even now, except neither Rafe nor Lydia had been on a food challenge.
And then Gary's like, well, fair enough, but I mean, my slice of pizza is a lot different than what you had that challenge. So.
Yeah.
But
a little slice of pizza versus like a freaking feast,
Not a good look for Stephanie, but we've seen like a different form of Stephanie now. So like she even like she said, where in Palau she felt powerless, and now she feels powerful, and it's almost like she's like that's getting to her almost a little bit.
It is a little bit, and like honestly, I kind of dug Gary's little dig at that whole thing. Where it's like, yeah, then they get her autograph after the show,
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Bobby John and Jamie love that too.
They loved it, dude. They were loving on each other during Tribal. They were like palling around like two good old boys.
What's funny is Bobby John was the one who said he can't stand being around Stephanie or whatever initially.
Yeah.
So something happened with them. Jamie, interestingly, was the one in the very beginning wanted Stephanie out like the first vote because she had played already, and so she was like, he didn't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
So they both probably had some sort of thing.
Some laughing about.
Stephanie,
yeah. But that was amazing. I think that was the most reactions I've ever seen from people from the jury during a tribal council. Like there are times where people are like making like weird like or like weird faces or like rolling their eyes or like whispering or kind of laughing. But they were like hooting and hawing like two hyenas over there. Like it really going at it. They were loving it.
They loved that. Now Gary can go join them over there. They can get free Stephanie haters.
Yeah,
the Stephanie hate audience will just grow.
It is. I almost feel like it is kind of weirdly like it is sort of because she's like, oh, I'm not the leader, but it's like you kind of are though. Like everyone's sort of all formed around you. I still think Rafe is the one with the most power. I still think that. But she's sort of like, she is kind of like the figurehead of like the leader. She's the strongest. She's played the game before. And I think it does sort of go a little into what Gary was saying, a little bit of,
they're starstruck.
A little idolization there, maybe.
Hidden immunity idolization. So, I mean.
Immunity idolization. Yeah.
We saw. I mean, she even said that herself that she felt powerful. So I feel like she's just getting her instinct is to get pissed and deflect. I mean, people will get pissed when they hear people saying the truth because it's not good for them either. If you hear someone announcing that you're the leader or whatever, that's obviously not good for your game.
Like Judd.
Yeah. So that was another part of that tribal council.
Blustering, but Judd blustering like he always does, but then when he gets called out for it, he then kind of just deflates.
I did lie about that. But you see, I'm bad at lying, see?
What are you talking about? So that's gonna be interesting in the future.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will be like, I don't know how much they'll be used against him, but we'll see.
Yeah, we see does a lot of times though when people know they're on their way out. Like Gary probably knew he was on his way out, so he just kind of go all out and
extra jabs. Yeah, you might as well.
Why not?
So
Cindy did win the trivia reward challenge and took Rafe with her.
It's some shish kebabs. They get to go swimming.
Nice waterfall.
The
waterfall is hot, but the water they're in is cool at the bottom. So
that's pretty cool.
That's cool. And hot.
And hot. Yeah, it was kind of hot. Yeah.
And cold.
But then they got a nice little massage after as well. And by a little, I mean that looked like a straight up like we're digging in. We're going at it.
And by Lil, I mean the scout leader from Pearl Islands.
Lil.
She did their massage.
Maybe that's what they're crying about when it comes to the next episode. Lil shows up.
Lil shows up. Everyone's brought to tears.
Everybody's brought to tears because they don't want her there. It was cool. We got like a little mini aspects of Maya culture, the ancient Maya culture. We got the trivia about the mythology, which was fun. I guess it wasn't trivia that time. It was more like I'm telling a story, and now you have to go answer in this rapid relay race.
Yes, it was both Guatemala related stuff. So they had the trivia for the reward, and then they had the story time for the immunity. So they had that, and it was neck and neck between Gary and Rafe. But Rafe pulled out another one. He's won the most immunities now. Yeah,
he's doing work, doing his job.
But I do find it interesting. Lydia knows her position. She's like, I know I'm on the outs, but it's almost like one of those things. We said the final 7 here would be a pivotal point of the game, but I mean now if you look at it from her perspective, probably final 9 would have been more pivotal if you really wanted to swing. If you really see the 4 as like a core 4, that would have been a pivotal time to try to bring 5 together. And so you kind of missed the boat on that. So Lydia is in kind of a rough spot here, to where if she's really on the outs there, and there's not enough numbers outside of that, so it's it's essentially just her and Danny on the outs now.
So so it's gonna be weird. Yeah, she's got to figure something out. I don't know. So she was. Yeah.
Because everybody voted Gary here. It was just like
everybody voted Gary.
Everybody just went
straight
with
up.
Even Danny. So.
Yeah, but Lydia was like feeling like all like kind of upset about the food thing, and then everyone was sort of like weirdly kind of rubbing it in, like, oh yeah, we're all basically equal now, and it's like Lydia's never gotten anything. Mm-hmm. She's like, and they're like, oh well, she's just playing it up, and it's like, yeah, I mean, she obviously was playing personal. It up. She was obviously playing it up too when they came back, and she was just eating like little scraps of stuff. Like, come on, trying to make them feel bad.
She's like, I had this leftover soup that I put together with the leftovers and no one wanted.
Yeah.
Like, oh, does that taste good? No, it's leftovers.
No, it's leftovers. No one wants that. Also, you were saying, oh yeah, nothing's personal. It's like, what do you mean? You can't say that. Everything's personal. That's the whole point of the game. What do you mean?
Judd said that with his crazy eyes. Whenever Judd makes a point, he always like looks at him as if he's like about to kill them, you know?
Yeah, he does. He's like he's got them crazy his crazy eyes. Yeah.
It is personal, man.
Yeah, whenever he's saying anything like really serious, he opens his eyes like either when he's like lying, like when he was telling like, so the idol really is on the ground. Like he did that, and then but like most of the time he's just talking about like, so when he's like lying or when he's like getting real heated, his eyes like wake up, like get real big, you know? It's just like, oh geez, man, like chill the F out, bro. Like, I
mean, I wanted him in that tribal council to defend his strategy. No, I did not lie because I said so to speak. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't he say that? I said so to speak.
I said so to speak. That is my. And then everybody would just be like shocked, like whoa.
Like whoa, my gosh!
He's changed the game.
He's changed the game about language right here. He's changed the language game, and now I can say, all right, I think your voice is too loud, so to speak, to your significant other.
I'd be like, yeah, I will vote with you, so to speak. And then it's like, how do you interpret this? I've an interpretation.
Yeah, I did go after you on purpose, so to speak. But it was also an accident, so to speak.
So many layers.
Yeah, no.
And he throws them off. You know.
Yeah. So what does he even mean anymore? Yeah.
You can't hold anything against him because like he probably said that. He probably didn't lie.
Sometimes. No, he lied. No, he's Snake. He lies.
A lot. He tells the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So who's the MVP for the episode?
MVP, I'm gonna give it to Gary for
Gary Hawkins or Gary Hogaboom.
Gary Hogaboom for coming out and saying these Gary Hogaboom, but no, for really kind of giving it to Judd, putting Judd in his place a little bit as a last laugh. I mean, he did his best. He tried what he could do he was in kind of an unwinnable scenario there, but
yeah, he did try to get in bed with Lydia too.
Yeah. Or whatever they were saying. Rafe is a very close second because he's just such a wholesome boy. I like him.
Yeah, but yeah, Gary did have a good send off here.
Good send off for sure.
For someone who should have been up a couple episodes ago, basically, you know, he made the most of it the rest of the time he had.
He did.
He gave us something. All right, so now power rankings, final 6. All right, previously it was Rafe, Stephanie, Lydia, Cindy, Judd, and Danny.
So we're
change.
Yes. So we're at Rafe, Stephanie, Cindy, Judd. Who am I missing?
Lydia and Danny.
Yeah, then that's it. Lydia, Danny.
So last time Gary was on the bottom, he got voted out. So we should expect Danny to be voted out based on your power rankings now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to come back next week to see.
Well, we will. We'll have to see. So yeah.
In the meantime, go check out episode 1 of Survivor Pearl Islands. Our reaction to that.
Oh man, what a beautiful, wonderful episode that was.
Oh, lovely season.
Yeah. Oh, where did these come from? Pirated. It's just what a man. I need to go back and watch that. Like that whole season is just a delight.
It was, and
yeah.
And Lil, I'm so glad Lil made it to the final two. Most of all, I can't wait for Lil to make your guest appearance in the next episode.
Yeah, there you go.
Survivor Guatemala. All right.
The winner of Pearl Islands.
the true winner.
The true winner.
The winner in our hearts of Pearl Islands.
Yeah, the winner. Lil. Yeah, that's what they all say. Yeah.
All right. So subscribe to the channel for some more Survivor. Hit the notification bell. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit all the links in the description for our social media. And see you next week for more. All right.
See ya.
See ya.